This right here is the brand new Vernal Standing Desk, and I have to say, it looks pretty good. They sent over not only the desk, but a couple of different accessories that we're gonna take a deeper look at in just a second. But first and foremost, shout out to Vernal for actually sponsoring this video. Now, although they are sponsoring the video, everything I'm about to say is my opinion. They have no control over the things I'm about to say. So I will be completely honest in this entire video, and that goes for not just the desk, but each accessory that they sent as well. Jumping right in, this desk right here starts at $389, which believe it or not is quite competitive. There are some frames out there that are more expensive than $389. So all in, I think that's a pretty good deal. Now, this exact configuration is not $389, but it's $489. So not too far off from our starting price. Now, I will say, in addition, one of the final things I'll say about the whole sponsorship, if you decide to get one of these, you can get an additional 6% off using my exclusive code in the description down below. Don't let that be your deciding factor just yet, because I am all about honesty and transparency. And first, I have to tell you if it's even worth spending your hard-earned money. So let's talk about my exact configuration that you see right here. So we're working with 60 inches wide, 28 inches deep, which I love, and we're working with a laminate walnut top. That altogether will cost you $490. Of course, before my 6% discount code. But seriously, that is not a bad price. $490, and you have what I would argue is probably the best industry standard size for a desk. Most desks out there are gonna be about 24, 23 inches deep, which in my opinion is just abysmal. And the fact that people are okay with that is insane, because when you have your monitor on your desk, you know, if you're not using a monitor arm and whatnot, you're so limited on where your keyboard is in comparison to your monitor. And it's just, there's no room for activities, right? So in this situation, 28 is much healthier. Now, my actual desk over here to the side is 39 inches deep. And I'm telling you, it is a game changer. So for most people out there looking to get a pre-built standing desk, when I say pre-built, I don't mean it comes delivered like this, but like, you know, it's already pre-drilled with all the nuts and stuff. This is the best size you can get, 60 wide, 28 deep. So all said and done, $490. I'm actually pretty happy with that. I did mention that this is laminate, and that's to be expected at this price point. And I think it's actually nice quality. It really doesn't look too bad. I don't see any dead giveaways, except for, which I'll talk about later, on the shelf over here. That's where I'm really seeing laminate issues. But as far as the tabletop itself, totally fine. Which, by the way, Vernal does offer solid wood. So if you want a cherry, maple, or walnut top that is solid wood, you can do that. You can get rid of this top and get something that is an inch thick. Now, the price is probably about double, but still, it is a big difference going from something like this to something like that. I can, of course, speak to that because my desk, yet again, it's an inch thick and it weighs more than me, and it's super nice. So not only is it super deep, it's super heavy, it's very thick. It's great for clamping things to it. I clamp lights and my microphones and stuff. So that is something to consider if you want to get something like this and you're not sure, you're kind of crazy about this, and you want something that's going to last even longer. Highly recommend going with solid wood. I'm not crazy about specs, but let me quickly rattle some off. The height range goes all the way from 25 inches, somewhere around 50 to 50 and a half inches. The lifting speed is 38 millimeters per second, which I know probably means nothing to basically everyone. Because how often are you making the desk go up and down that you're like, oh my God, I wish it was a little bit faster? The weight capacity is 275 pounds, and I am notorious for getting on top of the desk and proving that. However, it's not that I weigh more than that, okay? Before you think that, that's not what I'm saying. It's actually that I don't feel like taking all this off, and I mean, you add these things and my weight together, we are probably pushing 275. It does come with a 15-year warranty, and they do test it with 20,000 lift cycles. So yeah, it's kind of a lot. One thing I want to talk about is stability. Yeah, see that? This is normal. Most people would look at this and be like, oh my God, that desk isn't stable at all. No, actually what happens is, and this is kind of shocking for some people, the higher up it goes, the less stable it is, okay? So on a really cheap desk, and trust me, I've used really cheap desks, if it was at this height, which is normal standing height for me, I feel like this is a pretty decent height. And I'll tell you, this is 41.5 inches. This is gonna rock like crazy, like you're on the Titanic after hitting the iceberg, right? This is like, you can't even type on it because the screen is going all over the place. But for me, right now, if I'm just sitting here typing, I mean, look at that, right? Do you see what I'm seeing? I'm seeing minimal movement. I'm not going to tell you it's not moving at all because it most definitely is. But that's also just how it works, right? That's just how it works. So yeah, overall, I would tell you if it was bad, it's really not bad. It's really not. So this right here is the keypad, which honestly looks pretty sleek. And what's nice is it's not like touch sensitive, which sometimes they advertise that to be a great feature. For me, I hate that because then you get accidental touches and it's just annoying, right? So I'm like rubbing my hand against it. Nothing to worry about. Super nice. Like most standing desk companies, Vernal offers a bunch of accessories, which includes an integrated keyboard tray, a CPU holder, casters. I didn't get any of those. I will say they do include, for free, the following. The hook that you see right here that's holding my hat, there's two of them. There's one on each side, and they could go outwards or they can go inwards. Most people use them for headphones. I'm using it for a hat. They also include this right here, which is a cable management tray. It's pretty straightforward and gets the job done. And the fact that it's included, 10 out of 10. Like I literally could not hate on it. I could not give any pros or cons because I don't know if you heard me, it was included for free. But the following things I'm going to grill harder than a hot dog on the 4th of July, all right? Because they do cost money, and Vernal, they were nice enough to send it to me, but still, I have to be honest with you, I'm not gonna tell you to go buy it if it blows. Which, speaking of, let's talk about this shelf, okay? The shelf is great. In theory, it's very straightforward. It does exactly what you would expect a shelf to do. The monitor is higher because it's on the shelf. Great, we love that. As far as other things, I can fit this little mini PC underneath. Awesome. Right here, we do have a little tray, and it does actually slide out, and it goes back. It's not like it's, you know, the best thing in the world, because obviously it'll just full out, but it's nice. It's got some little like Velcro there. It slides, doesn't make a lot of noise, but I just have this little thing kind of hanging there. And then I have this thing, which is meant to do CarPlay in like an older car. I just have it right here, but it's open space. So yeah, I like the way that it allows these accessories to just sit here and kind of fill the space, makes it fun. I like having the monitor raised, but let's talk about the shelf itself, because you could do this with a shoebox. You could do this with, you know, leftover wood from your garage. What makes this so special? Now, first and foremost, I have the longer version. They do make a smaller one if you want that, but I like the longer one because, you know, bigger's always better. As I mentioned earlier, the laminate is not wonderful on this. It's really not. It's got some inconsistencies, not just in one spot, but the entire rim seems to just have this sort of light fading color as though it wasn't applied properly. And for me, if I'm spending what I'm spending on this, which I think is like 80 bucks, it's just not, it's not for me. Yeah, they added, you know, little rubber feet underneath, and I like that there's dividers and we have a little shelf here, but at the end of the day, this is the most important part, because as you can see, it matches the desk exactly. And that is why you would buy from Vernal, because you want it to match your desk. If you buy a walnut one off Amazon, who's to say it's gonna look similar to this? So this right here is the actual desk, right? Look at that, smooth, easy, scrumptious. And then up here on the shelf, what is that? No, 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 that does not look good. And it goes the whole way around, even in the back corner. So yeah, just again, look at that and look at that. Do you see the difference? There's a big difference. This might just be a one-off situation, but I am going based on my experience, and that's why I'm gonna give it a thumbs down. Vernal sent me two different types of cabinets. This one is the side cabinet, and the variant that I have is closed. So basically it has drawers, and you can get it without drawers, and it's just like open shelving. And this is the taller one, which the shorter one is just without this top piece. So from here down, that's the short version. So tall, closed, that's what we're looking at here. And it's very straightforward. I mean, it has casters, it slides, there's some different rails in here for organizing, and there's a lock down here at the bottom. Very deep shelves, matches the desk exactly. So not much to say about this. It is somewhat pricey, but I really like it. And I think the finish and everything on it is pretty damn good. And I, of course, love that it matches the desk. Now, having it under your desk like this is not how you should be using it. I want to put that out there right now. This is what I'm working with right now because I'm about to move. So I didn't want to go and rearrange things. So instead, I put it under here. But most people, the reason why it's called side cabinet is they will actually put it on the side of their desk, like over there where the leg is. And it'll become an extension because you can lower your desk and it will be like the same height with the tall version, or you can just have it as like a secondary kind of makeshift L and use it that way. Wow, it's a little tight back here, but that's a problem for another time. This is the file cabinet version, basically the same thing as the other one. We have two drawers, This is the taller version. They make a shorter one. And yeah, I love it. It's just sleek, looks good. It's basically a little brother to the one I just showed you. So there's not much to say. The two cabinets took a while to put together, but that's to be expected with that type of furniture, right? You know, very IKEA-esque, where you're just like, page 36. All right, let me get the wooden dowels one more time. So yeah, I'm very excited to be done with the assembly of that, and they do look good, so it was worth it. But the desk itself, extremely straightforward to put together. I have zero complaints about it, so that is a plus for sure. It's what you would expect with basically any standing desk, right? It's very simple. You put the frame onto the top and then you flip it and you call it a day. Overall, I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. Very happy with the Vernal desk. For $490 for this exact configuration, can't beat it. What I said about the accessory stands, I don't know if you want the file cabinet or the side cabinet. They can be a little pricey, so you have to keep that in mind. The desk shelf, no, because if the finish is gonna be like this, it's really not worth your money. And you also get 6% off. So if you're interested, if I sold you on it, go for it. If you're still not sure, leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to answer it. And if you don't think it's for you, it's totally fine. Again, they have a solid wood version, still not your thing. Totally fine. I'm just here to tell you my experience. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching, and shout out to Vernal for sponsoring this video. With that said, I'm not feeling or not. Get out of my face. Have a great day, and I'll catch you on the flippity flop. Doodles.
Thank you for watching Swashing on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed watching. If not, then fuck you. Please hit subscribe because my channel is dead. Jesus Christ, man, that's just really sad.